So tell me, does it feel like 1988? What are you thinking?
Does it feel like 1988? You know, as a 12-year-old in 1988, I don't know what this was supposed to feel like. I mean, I want to feel like this is a classic car, but it doesn't feel classic to me yet. It doesn't have that.
Does it feel like a new car? Does it feel like, boy, this is an 80s car?
This feels like a new car. It feels like a new car because there's power steering, there's really good air conditioning, there's power windows. It's super comfortable.
It's the 80s. Welcome to another episode of Jay Leno's Garage. Suddenly, it's 1988. The hit song was You Gotta Have Faith by George Michael, and a young 12-year-old Gabriel Iglesias had his nose pressed against the window of the dealership to look at these Monte Carlo SSs. How popular were they? Well, they just got sold a couple weeks ago. These are brand new cars, and that 12-year-old boy bought them. Gabriel, come on in here, my friend.
Ah, yes. Yes, I was 12 years old.
And he's wearing the same clothes he was then.
You know what? I finally grew into them.
I'm gonna say. And these are brand new. Now, how did you find two brand new Monte Carlo SSs?
You know, I was actually in the market for one. I just wanted one, and I got a phone call, and there was a guy that said, you know what? I got what you're looking for. However, there's a story attached to it, and if you want one, you got to buy two. I'm only selling them as a pair because of the fact that there's a story attached to it. So I said, all right, I got to hear the story.
Is it a his and her thing? What is it?
Well, it was a his and his. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's L.A.
It is L.A., but it was 1988. So it was actually, it was twins. It was brothers.
Twins. Oh, okay.
They belonged to brothers.
Right.
So the story goes, and back in the 80s, it was a different time, a time of partying, a very different time. And there was some brothers. Two brothers from Ohio who were involved in
two brothers?
Two brothers. No, two brothers, like blood, not like blood. No, it was like actual related.
Okay.
Yeah, get us canceled now, Jay. Thanks. Two brothers who were involved in some extracurricular activities. They were, you know, they were into some stuff. Okay. They were into some stuff.
Not legal.
Nothing. Thank you, Jay. Okay. Thank you. He is Italian. Not legal, and they were basically getting a lot of cash, and they would go out and they'd buy stuff.
Right.
And since they were twins, they were like those obnoxious twins that have to always dress alike, buy the same things.
The ones that chew the gum.
Have to have the the gum chewers, right? Yeah, the ones that have to have everything the same. And so they would go out and they'd buy stuff and bring it back to their compound because they had a ton of money, and it was like laundering. Is basically what it was. Sure. And so they go out and buy stuff and bring it back, and they just happened to buy two Monte Carlo SS 88, you know, super sports, and they brought them back. One of them has 36 miles. The other one has a little bit over 200. They've never really been driven. All the plastic's still on them, and the story is they got into a shootout and they lost. And bye-bye. So the family wound up getting the estate with all the stuff, and they started to sell them off. And so that's how I came across these cars. It was two brothers from Ohio, and they're no longer with us.
That's a wonderful
But this is their memory right here.
That's a lovely story. Are these the original tires? Those are new tires.
The only thing that I've changed so far is just the tires because, you know, for safety, and I wanted to make sure that the brakes and everything were good. But they have not been driven. All the plastic is still in the cars. This one still has the original window sticker. And back in 1988, this car cost $17,384, which is roughly about $44,000 right now.
Yeah.
So very nice cars. They're great. Yeah. I've actually sat in one of them, and the AC works really good, and it's comfortable.
Well, you know, it's funny because
it's not a Volkswagen.
One person's nostalgia is somebody else's used car. I'm that much older than you. To me, the equivalent of this would have been a car from the mid-'60s. You know, oh, that's what I remember. Like, to me, I always think the 80s is kind of a blah time for cars. I was working on my career, I was on the road, I wasn't doing a lot of car stuff, so I just missed a lot of the cars of the 80s. I mean, the Grand National Buick was the Buick version of this.
Yes.
And that was the fastest car that General Motors produced.
They had the GNX.
GNX. It's a V6, and it had, was it 260 horse, which is like one cylinder now, but back in the day, that was a fast car. And this was the Chevrolet version of the car. I remember they did an aerodynamic coupe for NASCAR, which made it, even though you couldn't get those, you wanted the version of the car because it was the cool car to have. Yeah, I mean, it had 180 horsepower, which doesn't seem like much now, But that was the new.
My Sienna has 180 horsepower.
Well, yeah, but
What's up, Toyota?
but back in the 80s,
But 180 was back then was a lot.
Wasn't bad. Yeah, and they were nice looking cars. You had the crushed velvet upholstery, that velour, which was popular. I never quite got it, but you were 12, and it just makes me laugh. I was actually working.
This car's like a living for a 12-year-old. This car's like a living room. It's so comfortable.
And I got to admit, I find the SS. I love the black with the red letters. It's impressive looking. Wheels are nice. No, it's a nice looking car. I mean, if you had one of these in high school, oh my God, you were the man.
Yeah, if you have one of these now, where I live,
well,
yes.
Nice, yeah.
And now I got two.
Now you got two.
I got two.
Yeah. Are you going to put one away and drive there? What are you going to do?
I'm not sure yet, Jay. I was really interested in the story. I definitely wanted one because of the fact that it's brand new.
Right.
I love the idea that I get to break it in, and I'm not one of those who's just going to put it away. I want to use it. I want to enjoy it. I want to have fun with it.
Right.
So I don't know that I need to, but I like the story about, you know, having them, and so I don't know. I'm running out of space.
You should tow the other one.
Well, definitely.
Drive one and
just drive it around and let people look at the odometer.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think it's pretty cool.
You know, and the fact that the original window sticker is right there and you can see it. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is truly a brand new car, and it's amazing. It has not deteriorated because being in Ohio, that's a climate. There's humidity.
It's cold. It's hot.
Yeah, California desert, I could see, but it doesn't look like the seals are dried out or anything. They all look very, look like they were maintained.
They were maintained considering the amount of years. My buddy Mario went through it and just knocked all the rust off the bottom because there was a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it just sat there. But
Surface,
for the most part, everything else, we recharged the AC. This thing it's a refrigerator. I could only, you know, I had it on for about a minute and I was like, ooh, you know, got the high beams going.
You're used to standing in front of open refrigerators.
Nice.
So you know. You know what it's like.
I was waiting for it.
You know what it's like to stand in front of that open refrigerator.
You know, it took them a lot longer to get to the fat jokes today.
Well, we'll drive one. Let's open the hood and show them what a brand new engine compartment
We could show them what a brand new compartment looks like. But man, more importantly, I intentionally didn't touch any of the plastic in this car.
Right.
Because I wanted us to be the first ones to take that off.
Oh, I thought you had to
left
that as a Mexican grandma. Keep the plastic over the furniture.
Keep the plastic over the furniture in case I'm eating in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in case we make the mess.
My Italian grandmothers do that. We had
plastic
we
on
had the kitchen, and then you had like a little eating area, and then you had the living room, had plastic on everything, and nobody could go in there. They actually had a rope across it so the kids could go up and look into the room, and Grandma would point out the plastic.
Kitchen or a nightclub, man?
No, that was the living room. You couldn't go. Only Grandpa and Grandma could go in the living room, and it had plastic on everything, you know, like Rayco seat covers. Yeah. Well, let's open the hood on either one of them.
You know what? Let's do this one right here, Jay. You hear that?
Oh yeah.
Huh?
You know what I loved about this era of GM cars? When you bought the top of the line, like the Cadillac, and you left the key in, it would go bong, 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 bong. But if you bought a Chevette, it had that awful grinding noise.
Yeah, this one has a nice little.
Ooh. You open the hood. Let's see what we got here. All right. Let's show them what 180 horsepower looked like in 1988. There we go. Oh, with a little bit of warranty work there. Okay.
Oh, no, that's just, you know.
Well, it's actually a little bit of surface rust on the exhaust manifold, but not bad. We got a new battery.
Yeah, maybe.
You could take this to a Radwood car show and win. This would be a perfect Radwood vehicle, wouldn't it?
It's clean.
Yeah, very nice. Are these the original? I guess they are the original hoses, aren't they? Well,
Mario, how much did we change on the hoses?
None. No, wow.
None.
I love that you have, most people have a Lexus, you have a Mario. You just yell out, Mario, I had to change your hoses. None! It just comes out, it's fascinating.
You know?
Got the Spanish version, the Mario.
Oh, he's a Mario.
Mario.
No, but that is Mario more Spanish or more Italian? He's a Mario.
Oh,
or is it Mario?
I don't know which one. Well, ask Mario, which one is it, Italian or Spanish?
Spanish.
It's Spanish.
Spanish, there you go.
That's amazing. All right, very good. Everything is stock air cleaner, stock. You know, I love that about it, because a lot of times you find these cars and they got somebody else's wheels and people screw it all up. It's just nice to have a nice stock to see what it was like back in the day. Yeah.
The only one who's touched this car is Mario.
It's Mario. That's
Mario.
Right, yeah.
Mario, were you gentle?
As gentle as I could be.
There you go.
There you go. Wow. That's amazing to have your own Mario.
You got it. I got my own Mario. He's awesome.
Yeah.
So what did we change? Anything?
No, just fluids, battery, tires.
Fluid, battery, tires.
Oh, very good.
That's it. Not bad.
All right. Very
You know,
nice.
Usually I bring them stuff that requires a little bit more maintenance and adjusting, but the fact that they're brand new, I think this is the one that has a little over 200.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of surface rust on some areas I can see. And that's mostly caused from being in Ohio, just maybe in a
Just sitting there.
floor garage or something, you know. But just beautiful. Very nice. Very nicely
You know what's the best way to knock rust off of this car, Jay?
Take it for a ride?
If we take it for a ride.
Let's take it for a ride.
I want to take it out.
Oop. Let's see.
Go for it, Jay. Go for it. Go for it. Come on, Jay. There you go. Yeah.
There you go. Very cool. Is this the one we're going to be driving?
It's brand new, so we just kind of, you know.
I love the fact that the window sticker is still. So they just took it from the dealership right to their compound.
They made it from the dealership back to their compound, and then, of course, you know, they got into the gunfight. They lost, and their loss is my win.
Yeah, I gotta say, yeah. Luckily, the cars were not hit in the gunfight.
Yeah, no, I think that I would have added to it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
One or two little bullet holes might not have been too.
Oh, and it had the screw-on antenna.
Antenna. And I want to say the antenna's in the trunk, so we still got that.
And remember, I remember people bought these cars, got in the back seat. Hey, the back window doesn't go down. The dealer never told you that, you know.
Yeah, you're stuck right there.
Yeah, you're just stuck right there. Oh, you already paid for it. I'm sorry.
But look at the
good.
size of that back seat. Back seats now are just, man, I think they're just there for the sake of the insurance.
Yeah.
But this is a legit back seat. You know,
Yeah.
people could get made in the back of those back seats.
I remember what would happen with these. The foam would break up and start to disintegrate, and you drive and you get bits of it in your eye while you're driving. But just
When it
because-
gets dried out, yeah.
When the seat gets Gabriel, just got a call. Grandma's dead. We can take the plastic off.
Oh, man. Okay. So in between that, you got that call, huh?
God, car
All right.
condoms.
You
That's
got
pretty cool.
Car condoms, yes. So, Jay, let's take the plastic off this car, man.
We can do it gently
It's been
here.
since 1988. These are virgin seats, and yeah, this is a wow.
Am I trying to preserve this plastic or no?
Jay, we're not trying to preserve anything, man.
All right, okay.
We want to take this car out. Come on.
All right.
This is crazy. We're taking the plastic off of a brand new 1988. Yeah. Jay, you're too slow. Move. I got this.
Well, go ahead. It's your car. I'll let you rip it
You're
off.
struggling, Jay.
Go ahead.
I got it, man. Hey, open up the other side. There's more plastic on the other side. Get it started, and I'll finish it, Jay. This is too cool. All the shows that you guys have done here, I don't think you guys have ever actually broken in an old new car. Oh, this is too cool. I know people are at home watching right now and they're like, this really sucks. You're doing that to a classic. You should really keep it in its true form. And that's why you're old. Start living, people. Start enjoying. Start having fun. Yeah, plastic gotta go. I'm gonna drive the shit out of this car. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss, but it's Jay. He might have said a thing or two.
Keep ripping, Jay. I'm ripping.
Oh, I don't know who's, man, they put this carpet in here to protect. And, all right.
Well, that's what that is.
We're done protecting this car, Jay. We gotta break it in, man.
I feel like customs at the border.
Wow. I guess there was a stain or something there. There's a stain from 1988. That might be dried up cocaine. I don't know. I've never seen, 30-year-old cocaine dried up. Whatever the case. Jay,
God, this
I'm
plastic,
excited, man. This is gonna be cool.
this plastic doesn't want to come out.
No pun intended, but can we cut? Yeah.
Come on, we'll go home and watch Miami Vice.
I feel like we're already ahead of the brothers that bought these cars. Here we go.
So tell me, does it feel like 1988? What are you thinking?
Does it feel like 1988? You know, as a 12-year-old in 1988, I don't know what this was supposed to feel like. I mean, I want to feel like this is a classic car, but it doesn't feel classic to me yet. It doesn't have that.
Does it feel like a new car? Does it feel like, boy, this is an 80s car?
This feels like a new car. It feels like a new car because there's power steering, there's really good air conditioning, there's power windows. It's super comfortable. And like right now, the braking, there's no squeaking, there's no nothing to it.
Right.
So it definitely feels new.
Right.
It feels like we just took the plastic off of it.
That's right.
That's what that feels
literally
like.
what happened.
It feels like we took. It's funny because my buddy Mario that worked on the car, I guess he didn't like that.
Yeah, I know. He didn't sound
He did not like the fact that we pulled the plastic off the car. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that got upset over the fact that we did that. But at the end of the day, do you want to enjoy the car or do you want to save it for somebody else?
Exactly.
I feel like I'm the person this car was saved for.
Right, there you go.
And I want to enjoy it.
That's the attitude.
Mine is something that's like a Porsche or some more high end. What do you think was the fastest car in 1988?
Not gonna make the light.
Oh, I think we will.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Well, I guess we made the light, I guess. In 1988, well, the fastest car was the Ferrari F40, which is to this day even a fast car. So that was sort of the beginning of the next supercar run, the cars of the 90s.
But I want to say back then, I think the fastest cars were what, about 180 to 200 horsepower, right? Because this was a 180.
This is 180. I think the Fox body Mustang was just coming out, and that might have been 200 or 220 horse. It was still the malaise era when there was a lot of smog equipment and cars weren't particularly exciting, but...
Now, when did the Viper come out? Because I remember when that came out, everybody was like, that's the fastest thing out there.
91, 92. I remember when I bought my Viper, the guy said, this car has 400 horsepower. You will never see that much horsepower ever again. I said, all right, okay, I bought it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, next year, the next Viper had 450. And then,
And now what? The Demon 170s, what is it?
1,025.
Yeah. Now, what's the highest horsepower you've seen as far as like an aftermarket, like somebody doing mods that's on the street? Because of course,
Well, there are all kinds of mods you can do. It might get you more horsepower, or at least say you have more horsepower. The idea that you're actually measuring it and getting that is pretty hard to do. You know, people that take Lamborghinis and put twin turbos on them and all that kind of nonsense. So there's a lot of really fast street cars out there.
Another thing too that doesn't make this feel like a classic is that it's so comfortable.
It is very comfortable.
It's roomy, it's comfortable. I'm like, wow. I would totally take a road trip in this car if I trusted it.
Yeah.
This feels solid.
It does feel solid. It's very nice.
Now, what is your favorite American car?
Hellcat and Mustang are pretty close. They're both nice cars to drive, fast, comfortable, got brakes, go around corners.
I like both. I feel like the Mustang is it's louder than it is performance. I always feel like it just sounds very aggressive.
It's the 80s. You know, it's not bad.
I like that part earlier where you're like, you might want to take it easy on the car. You haven't broken it in yet.
No, it's not my car. Your kick's down okay. It does make you realize this is a long time ago. This is 40 years.
Yeah. Cigarette lighter, whereas now it would be considered a little port for the power. But nowadays with the phones, they don't even need a cigarette lighter. It's got the USB.
Right. Suspension does feel period.
Yeah, it feels heavy. It feels heavy and a little.
Yeah.
But you've been in some where the suspension is you're just kind of bouncing around when everything's just kind of.
Yeah, the shocks might be a little bit worn because it's just been sitting for 40 years.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, when I was 12, this would have been about a $3,400 car, something like that. That's probably about right. And when I was an adult, it would have been about a $12,000 car. Now it'd be about a $50,000, $60,000 car.
Yeah. What was the car you always wanted when you were a kid?
Well, I thought like the Corvettes and the Cobras. I mean, but they were so you know, I grew up in the kind of town where anything less than 4 doors might as well have been a 4 hours.
So now, Super Sport versus a regular Monte Carlo from 1988. What do you think the difference is in horsepower?
I think it's probably close, but the Super Sport I think has a little more. This is 180. I imagine 145 is normal, 140.
Aside from the horsepower, is there a difference in the handling with the suspension? Or?
No, I don't think so. I think that's all
just
pretty
all
much
power.
the same. Yeah. Well, nicely laid out dashboard, speedometer, tach. The usual compliment here. Let's see what we do. Let's put
Everything works.
Here we go.
Everything's new.
Gabriel, thanks again. You always have unique and eccentric cars to collect, which I think is fascinating.
I think it took long enough to break away from the fact that I was just a Volkswagen guy.
Right.
You know, because I remember how proud you were the first time I showed up here with something other than a Volkswagen.
I had a tear in my eye. I remember. Yeah.
But thanks again for having me.
Oh no, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I'd love to see a piece of preserved history like this. How many of these can there be? This is going to be the only 2 in existence. Without plastic. Grandma's plastic.
Grandma's plastic.
Always a pleasure. Good to see you again, Gabriel. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Jay.
I will see you on the road. We pass each other on the road all the time.
He's coming, I'm going. I'm going, he's coming.
There you go. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for this little trip down 80s lane. See you later.
Super Sport.